Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see today, I'm going to be watching Scream and I'm super excited. So yeah, I'm here and I wanted to do a come with me video. I've never done one of these before. So I'm going to check out the film and let you guys know what I think about it. As you can see, I'm in my car wearing a ghost face costume. I have my mask. I really hope I don't get kicked out. I've got normal clothes on underneath, so I'm sure it'll be fine, but let's do this. Okay guys, movie's over. So I should reveal myself. That was pretty good. How do I feel about it? Let's see. I'm gonna make this quick because I want to do a proper analyzation and actually think things through before I actually give you guys my full review. Obviously spoiler free because nobody wants to be spoiled. This movie has a lot of stuff going on and I don't want to spoil it. I will say everyone made a really big deal out of the twists, so I think I was over expecting something. So I think that you guys shouldn't expect super crazy twists, but I get why they were trying to keep it on the hush. So initial reaction, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I'm dying of heat in this outfit and I want to go home. So I'll see you guys then. Hello friends. So as you can tell, I'm home and I'm going to give you guys my proper review. Okay, so this video is going to be spoiler free mostly. I am going to probably go more into detail with the movie at the end of the video, but I will give you guys a warning before I do that. I was going to make this video completely spoiler free, but I have some stuff that I want to discuss. So I am going to put up a warning, like I said, to let you guys know when the spoilers will be coming up so you guys can stop the video if you haven't seen the movie yet. But I'm sure that some of you who have seen it might want to actually hear what I have to say. I have only done one review before this one, which was Halloween Kills. It was more of just me ranting because I hated it so much. But I didn't hate Scream. I actually really enjoyed it. So in this Scream film, the other Scream films exist. So all the other stab movies exist, I should say. So it is a continuation of the storyline. So Sidney Prescott obviously exists. They know what happened in her life and what happened to her and her friends. So in a way, this is a continuation of the legacy of the first 4 Scream movies, which is fantastic. So even though this is technically a reboot because they've introduced new characters, it is still kind of a continuation. So probably like a passing of the torch, so to speak. Obviously, this isn't a Wes Craven Scream, but in this Scream, there were so many nods to the other Screams. There were so many references, and especially like camera shots, which I really liked. There was a lot of camera shots. There was a lot of references in this movie that referenced the original Screams, which I was absolutely loving. And if you're a huge Scream fan, then you'll really appreciate this. They did a really good job with it. I will say that you can tell it's not a Wes Craven movie. You can tell there's something different in this one. It doesn't feel like the other Screams, and obviously because, you know, Wes Craven isn't a part of this. But in saying that, I still think they did a fantastic job at continuing the legacy. I did really enjoy all the actors in this. I didn't really have any problems with any of them. I love the fact that the original cast members easily slipped into their roles. They felt like the original 3, well, Judy Hicks is in this as well, but they felt like the original 3, Dewey, Sydney, and Gail, they all slipped really well back into their roles. I really enjoyed that. Neve Campbell looks incredible. I don't know what it is, but she looks even better in this one than she did in Scream 4. But okay, I'm going to be derailing from that because we're here to discuss the movie. So I'm not going to tell you guys where I rank this one because I do want to do a separate video that I will be uploading very soon. Hopefully filming it tomorrow and then uploading it as soon as I edit it. But I will be doing a ranking video of all 5 of the Screams, and I'm going to also be including the TV series and talking about that too. So look out for that video. It will be coming very soon. I will say that this reminded me mostly of Scream 1 and Scream 4 it had a very similar feel to those two movies. The one thing that I'm not 100% sure I loved about this one, and this is, I promise, is the only like negative, and it's not even that negative thing about it, is that I have kind of mixed feelings about the characters. So a part of me really loves the fact that they really delve into the protagonist's story and her sister's story, and like you can really see the chemistry and the closeness of this friend group. But the other part of me isn't completely like in love with the characters because we didn't really get to know them that well. I had so many thoughts, and like I'm just trying to gather them because I had so much to say. So basically I can't really give you guys too much without giving anything away, but I really did enjoy myself. I found the twists to be pretty fun. I won't say that they were mind-blowing, but some people might really be shocked by some of these things that happen in this movie. For me, I was kind of like over expecting something. I think because the producers and the makers of the movie were hyping it up so much and telling people not to talk about the twists, I was expecting like something really, really, really crazy to happen. I didn't think that there was anything super shocking in this one. So that's why I'm going to leave this review there because I don't want to obviously give anything away. So now it's onto the spoilers. Again, I'm about to spoil this movie, so please stop the video right now because, spoiler alert, it's happening. Okay, so for those of you guys who have seen it, let's discuss. So I'm guessing that one of the twists was the fact that the protagonist is related to Billy. And her name is Sam Loomis. And fun fact, Sam Loomis is the doctor's name in Halloween. So if you didn't catch that, there you go. So that's one of the twists. She's related to Billy. She is Billy's daughter. So what I really loved as well is that there's so many scenes, as I described before, that pay homage to the original and the other ones. And there is one scene that's just stuck in my head, and I'm sure you guys already know what I'm going to talk about. It's that one scene at the end where Sam is going to stab her boyfriend. I completely forgot his name, but she's going to stab him, and the camera shot is of the knife up in the air, and it's basically the same exact shot from Scream when Billy is about to stab Sydney. It's basically that same scene. So I loved that, and the fact that it was in the same house. It's just a lot of nostalgia in this movie as well. I think that a lot of the OGs who love the original series of Scream will really, really enjoy those little bits of nuggets that are in this movie. There are other ones, and I wish that I could remember them, but I was just so immersed in this movie, so like captivated by what was going on, that I don't even remember those bits now. I wish that I had written them down, but listen, I was just enjoying my time. I was having so much fun. I didn't want to be the critic in that movie at that time. I just wanted to enjoy it as a Scream fan. And when it comes out on Blu-ray, I will be able to dissect it properly. But for now, this is all I'm going to be giving you guys. Okay, so apologies if this is a different angle. I was editing the video and then I realized there was something that I really wanted to talk about. So I do have a reason why I didn't love these characters completely. As I said, the reason that I didn't fall in love with these characters is because they felt like second tier characters to me. They felt like an understudy, and by that I mean like Randy's nephew and niece felt like, especially his niece, felt like she was his understudy. Like he's the main act and she was just like the second act. And a lot of these characters felt that way because we were so attached to the original cast that, because this one still sort of centers around the original cast as a storyline and as the motive of the killer, you're still attached to the main characters. And because these characters are just related to them, you don't really like care as much. I really liked Wes, So I was really bummed that Wes got killed off. I really, really liked his character. And I literally only realized that his name was probably Wes after Wes Craven at the end of the movie when it said for Wes. I was like how stupid can I be to not realize this before? I really loved that they called him Wes. I loved his character, and I was just really, really bummed when he died because he was definitely one of my favorites. And I think that if they had kept him on a little bit longer, I think that he would have been a favorite character of some people. He gave me like Randy feels. He really did, even though Randy's niece is the one who's really into horror movies. And he actually reminded me of one of the characters in the Scream TV series that's kind of like Randy. That's who Wes reminded me of. And I'm so sorry because I don't remember the character's name in the TV series. But if you know, you know. And that's why like I was a little bit bummed that Wes died. He was actually one of the only characters in this movie that I gave a crap about, to be honest. I just felt like in this one, the characters, there was too many of them that they weren't as fleshed out. If I think about it now, in Scream 1, each of the characters has their own kind of personality and they're so good. Like Stu is kind of like wacky and out there, so he's fun to watch. And then you've got Tatum, who is so loving towards Sydney, but kind of a bitch to everybody else. But you kind of love her because she's very protective of Sydney. And you've got Gail, who's just a force of nature, and she's such a great character. She's probably my favorite character of all the Screams. That cast was just so good because you care about everybody and you actually liked all the characters, but you were also suspicious of so many of them. So I'm only touching on the first Scream because obviously most of the characters from that one kind of carry on throughout the rest of the Scream franchise. So in this one, I felt like that was missing, like that kind of like great cast was missing. They felt very like surface level, and besides Jenna Ortega, she was amazing, by the way. Jenna Ortega's performance in this was the best one out of all of them. A part of me kind of wishes she was the protagonist because she carried a lot of the emotion of the movie, and I really think that she was great. To me, she felt like she could have been more of a Sydney than Sam, but it's fine because I still really like the girl who plays Sam. I think that she's still pretty good. She's got potential. I don't think she was the best in this. Like I said, Jenna Ortega's the best in this, but she has potential, and she definitely pulled her weight in the last act of the movie. So I definitely am a fan of her. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm just saying that Jenna Ortega's character is the best one. She does the best performance. She's really great in this. And that hospital scene, the whole hospital scene with her in the wheelchair was fantastic. The other characters to me were just okay. I don't even remember half the names of the characters. The girl with the colourful hair, that's the girlfriend of the guy. Like I did not care about her. So yeah, she kind of annoyed me a little bit, and I didn't even bat an eye when she died, but I did like the kill. I love the concept of this entire movie. I loved that the killers were kind of making their way back to the original. So they were killing off people that were related to the original members of the film, the first film. I love that the setting was in Stu's house. I really loved that. What I wanted to really discuss was the identity of the killers. The reveal of the killers didn't really do much for me. It didn't shock me really. Like I kind of suspected the girl killer to be that one. Like I had a feeling she was one of them. I didn't think the boyfriend was going to be one because of Billy. Like I just thought it was just too obvious, and that's probably why they did it. They wanted you to think it was too obvious, so it was him, you know? Like this one was really meta, like very, very meta. Was meta to the point of like Scream 4. Scream 4 was very meta, and so was this one. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that word, so I'm going to stop. But this one reminded me mostly of Scream 4. I know I said Scream 1, but mainly because of all the connections to Scream 1. that were obvious and made on purpose, but Scream 4 and Scream 5 are very similar. And I know this isn't called Scream 5, don't come at me, but I'm going to call it Scream 5 so we don't get confused. And I think that that's one thing that I didn't love, because I enjoy that how every single one of these movies is different. Scream 4 is very similar to the first one as well. So it just feels like 1, 4, and 5 are just kind of like too similar in a way. But what I loved about 4 was the fact that you were really connected to Jill, because she was supposed to be like the main protagonist character. In Scream 4, you were supposed to be like rooting for her, thinking she was like the protagonist, and when you find out she's the killer, I think that that reveal is a lot more shocking and it was a lot more fun. Whereas in this one, the reveals I didn't really care. Like, I don't want to say that because I really enjoyed this movie, I really did, but I didn't care as much. Like, it wasn't a shocking revelation, and I wasn't a big fan of their motive. It did feel different. It didn't feel like any of the other ones, obviously, because of Wes. You saw a lot more stabbing, more graphic, I should say. It's a lot more graphic. I wouldn't say it's gory. It's just more graphic. So you see a lot more of the stabbing. You see a lot more of the knife going through people, which you don't see in any of the other ones. They're very subtle, but in this one you see it happen, and it's pretty brutal. There's some pretty brutal kills, but I will say that the kills were a little bit too quick in this one. And some of them you didn't really see much of what happens. The ending of this movie went a little bit too quickly. So the reveal of the first killer was really fun because it was just so quick. Like, it just happened in a split second. You find out, something happens, and, you know, obviously she shoots that girl, and everyone, it's chaos after that. So let's talk about Dewey's death. I had a feeling that one of the main characters from the original series was going to die or was going to be the killer. Dewey dies, and it's sad, and it's really sad because you know it's coming. That moment when the elevator doors close, you just know that that's the moment he's going to die. So you're already dreading it when it's going to happen. I thought in that moment, though, that he was going to pull the mask off and see who it was. Obviously, we weren't, but I thought that was going to be like a kind of similar scene to the first Scream when Casey Becker takes off the mask and sees the killer. But obviously they didn't do that. I really thought that it was a great scene, though. In this one, a lot of people got stabbed and hurt, but a lot of them survived. Like, a lot of the people in this movie didn't die, which was kind of refreshing because, you know, in the other ones, they get attacked and they die straight away. In these ones, it was like they were a little bit sloppy and they didn't completely finish the job, or they couldn't finish the job because realistically, you know, the police show up or someone kind of shows up and they can't. Judy Hicks's death was crazy because she was like out in the daytime and got stabbed like on her front porch. Like, I don't know how it took the police so long to get there, and how like neighbors or someone didn't see her, because she was literally screaming and nobody was like coming to help her. So that scene was pretty crazy. The fact that like the killers were that unhinged that they didn't care where they were killing these people. They were just like out for blood. Like, the killer is in the hospital chasing her, like in the hospital with cops around. I really loved that. I really loved that these killers were like balls to the wall crazy. Like, they just did not care. The motive to me wasn't strong enough. I feel like because they wanted to make more movies, or because of Stab, like they were wanting the movies to be better because Stab 8 was so bad. I don't know, I feel like that was such a weak motive. The Fame one made more sense in the fourth one than this one, but I really did enjoy this one. I really did like this story. Yeah, I have nothing negative really to say about this movie. I really enjoyed myself. Like I said, I really, really want to discuss where I would rank this, but I'm not going to discuss it on this video. So I will be uploading another one where I will go more into depth with all of the movies. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know down below what you thought of the movie, if you've seen it, or if you haven't seen it, how excited you are. Please make sure you don't put any spoilers in the comments, because we do not want that. We do not want people to be spoiled, because we want them to have a good time just like we did when we first watched it. Thank you again so much for watching the video. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.